welcome. I'm so glad you're here and that you've taken this time to practice with me today. Today's practice, we're going to start with a very simple breath awareness practice that hopefully will lead to a feeling of expansion in the body, in the breath, and then we'll build on that with a few simple yoga postures, one on all fours, one kneeling, and then one standing. So you will end just ready to step right back into your day. So the breath work that we're going to start with, you choose. Usually I'm most comfortable doing the breathing practices of yoga on my back. So I'm going to stay seated just so I can talk to you. But you might like now to lie down onto your back, either in what's called constructive rest, which is the knees bent and the soles of the feet standing flat to the floor. You could also stretch your legs out or have the legs thrown over a cushion or a piece of furniture. And if you're very comfortable seated, by all means, stay up seated with me and just make yourself as comfortable in your seated posture as you can. So let's begin. On the back or seated, please. Take a moment to sense the outline of your body within the space of the room you're in. And now from the outline of your skin, turn your attention inward, coming into the inner body. Observing how you're feeling physically. How you might characterize your mental and emotional state to yourself. And if you have an intention or an outcome that you would like from your practice today, take a moment to mentally verbalize that to yourself. In yoga, we call this our sankalpa, our intention or our heart's desire. And now bring your very simple, direct awareness to the sensation of breath in your body. And for today's practice, I'd like you to envision the breath as having three parts. The in-breath, the top of the breath, there's a pause, and the out-breath. There is a pause at the bottom too, but we're not going to concern ourselves with that today. Just notice the inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale before you breathe out again, and then the exhale itself. Now, if you're anything like me, that pause at the top of the inhale, it might not be very long. It might be pretty momentary. In yoga, we call that moment retention. And do notice what happens to retention when you start to pay attention to it. It may open up a bit. It might just elongate. And it's not a sense that you're hardening or holding your breath. You just become aware of a kind of moment where you're hanging in the balance as the inhale turns around and transforms into the exhale. going to gently, consciously encourage that moment, encourage retention. And we'll do it like this. The next time you breathe in fully. And when you get to the pause, picture the breath continuing to expand. And then when you breathe out fully. When you breathe in all the way to the top. And when you're done breathing in, continue to expand out just with your imagination and the breath. And then the exhale empties you completely. I'll guide you through one more. Inhale fully. And at the top of the inhale, pause and let the breath itself keep expanding. And then exhale completely. Try that a few more times now on your own. Last round of breath like this. And then let that go. Let the imagery go. Allow your breath to return to normal. But observe, what is the effect of focusing on that moment of retention? Breathing, on your mental state, maybe on your energy level. Okay, let's start to move. And let's begin on all fours so that we can mobilize the spine now with the breath. So for all fours, I like to place a blanket under my knees for support. You might like to do the same. Have the knees more or less underneath the hips, the wrists more or less underneath the shoulders, but most importantly, your body feels balanced, supported, and your shoulders and hips feel neutral on your torso. Take a moment to lengthen the tailbone out behind you and draw slightly forward through the crown of the head, so the spine is fully extended now. Now, if Chakravakasana is a new movement for you, you might watch a round or two first. If you kind of have a sense of where I'm going, you're welcome to start with me. We begin with a nice, easy breath in. And as you exhale, round the low back, lower the elbows and head as you pull the hips back. And as you inhale, lift the chest and come forward. Chest stretching away from the belly. And on the exhale, round the low back, lower down, pull back. On the inhale, lifting up. So the front spine is stretching long on the in-breath. And on the out-breath, the back spine is stretching long. A few more. And the next time you find yourself in table pose, please pause. And walk your hands in close to you and press yourself up to kneeling, which is where we're going for the next pose, which is a kneeling Vajrasana or lightning bolt posture. I'm going to demonstrate it very briefly from the side so you can see, and then when we do it together, I'll be facing you. If you're not able to do this posture kneeling because of the knees, because of any reason, you can do it seated. You would just be sitting tall and follow the movement with your spine. You'll still get all the benefit, no problem. Here's what it looks like. The inhale, I want to do arms out to the side. There's a reason. You'll see in a moment. The inhale, arms stretch out to the side and up overhead. And on the exhale, hands sweep, backs of the hands to the low back, hips to the heels, and the chest to the thighs. On the inhale, just like Chakravakasana, the chest comes up first, and then the rest follows. So this is the in-breath, and on the out-breath, chest to the thighs, hips to the heels, hands to the low back. Okay? So start to set yourself up. I'm going to come and face you. Kneeling, and knees about hips distance. They can certainly be wider as well to make space for your torso. Or sitting tall in a chair. Let's begin. On your next inhale, stretch the arms out, up, overhead. Hands can touch if that's your range of motion. Exhale, chest to the thighs, hips to the heels, hands to the low back. On your inhale, lead with the chest, coming up, stretching up, looking up if you're able. And on your exhale, sweep the hands to the low back, bow the chest to the thighs. Keep going, please. Now, if you can, as you continue this movement, please start to focus on that moment of retention, which is at the top of the breath when the hands are together overhead. And now, if you can, the next time you breathe in, at the top of retention, pause for a moment and feel the breath continuing to expand out. And then when you're ready, exhale, bow forward. So at the top, pausing in retention, feel the breath continue to expand all directions, and then bowing forward, exhaling completely. And let's make the next one our last. So the next time the hands come overhead, pause in retention, and then slowly lower the hands in front of the face, in front of the heart. Let your breath find itself. Excellent. Let's come up to standing. However you like, just consciously. You might move your blanket out of your way. And you can be standing on your mat. I'm just a little behind mine because otherwise I think my head will cut off for you. Mountain pose, please. Mountain pose is just another word for yoga standing. We rock around a bit, spread the soles of the feet. Balance the weight front to back, side to side. Take a few little rolls of the shoulders, shake out the hands, and then let the arms relax. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears, but picture the crown of the head light and lifted. So we're going to repeat, how about 3 of those arm circles? So the way we'll do them standing is that we'll widen out the feet a little bit. We'll cross the wrists down low to begin with a little bend forward in the back. The inhale will look the same as Vajrasana, hands together overhead. And the exhale will sweep into a little bit of a bend. We'll do that 3 times. And then on the third, we're going to fold into a forward fold of your choice. So that can be umpire pose, elbows resting to the thighs. This is generally a little more supported if you're feeling a little bit wonky in your back. Or if your back and hamstrings will allow it, Uttanasana, forward fold. Give yourself as much bend in the knees as you need to for this to be a comfortable stretch on the back, okay? And when it's time to come back up, we'll reverse that dive. And last time, we'll bring hands to the heart, just like we ended Vajrasana, okay? Mountain pose, but maybe with the feet out a little wider. cross the wrists down low in front of you, a little bit of bend in the knees and a little bit of bowing forward in the back. Inhale, sweep the arms out, up, overhead. Exhaling, big sweep, cross the wrists down low. On the inhale, if you're feeling that moment of expansion, hang there, and then exhale, come back. Do that once more. And let's make this next one the transition. Big swan dive down into your choice of either umpire, this here, or Uttanasana. Whatever feels best on your back, just let this be a moment for the neck to be relaxed and the spine to empty out. And on your next inhale, reverse that dive. Sweep the arms out and up. As you exhale, bring the hands together. Lower the thumbs to your heart. Return the arms to your side. A little roll to the shoulders. A little shake to the hands. And let's momentarily bring the hands into, this is called chin mudra or wisdom seal. Pointer fingers and thumbs making a circle. The rest of the fingers releasing down. The arms just high enough that you feel their weight, but then let the weight of the arms drag the shoulder girdle a little bit down, away from the ears. Balance your weight on your feet. Lift your chest. You can just relax your eyes, or if it's comfortable for you to do so standing, close them for a moment. Mudras, sacred hand positions, are meant to evoke certain mental states or encourage certain energy currents in the body. So just feel now, we've created this, I hope, expansive sense of vitality and breath. And now notice if you sort of feel that in the pulse between pointer finger and thumb. Now release chin mudra and rest your hands over your heart. And you might think back for a moment to the sankalpa, the intention or heart's desire that you connected with at the start of your practice. And my wish for you is that this sankalpa stays with you today, and that you are reminded of it and know that the way back to it is always as close as your next breath. So thank you very much. I'll see you next time.